was enthusiastic. Welcome to another episode of Game Time. I'm JP Murrieta, and this week we are with the Lovington High School powerlifting team and head coach Anthony Gonzalez. Thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks for having us, JP.
Love the enthusiasm. You obviously have the spirit. How did you get involved in powerlifting in the first place, Lovington High School?
You know, it went all the way back to the COVID year that we had. You know, and these kids were just searching for an opportunity to be able to compete. And so when the NMAA opened that up for us to be able to have it at our place and under all those restrictions, the kids wanted to compete. They were fighting for it. And so just have had really, really good participation. This year we had 129 athletes in our powerlifting program. And so got some really, really good kids, and they like to pound iron, so it's awesome.
How did you get them involved? How do you get these kids to get excited about pounding more iron?
You know, I think the big thing for all of our athletes is we want them to compete in as many sports as you possibly can, because it's going to help our high school be successful in every sport that we do have. But the only way that you can make that work is you have to make it work in the weight room. And so all of these athletes, they're in the weight room all the time. They play multiple sports. We got cheerleaders, volleyball players, football players, basketball players, soccer players, track athletes right now. And so the only way you can be a multi-sport athlete and make that work is you have to sacrifice and put in time in the weight room.
What do you find are the biggest benefits of doing powerlifting at your school?
Well, I think from an injury standpoint, obviously, you know, it helps take care of the athlete, and they do a lot to their bodies every single day. And when they're out there competing, they're pushing their bodies even more. And so from an injury prevention standpoint, it's a huge benefit. Powerlifting for us, their main sport is not powerlifting. Their main sport is football or volleyball or whatever their soccer, whatever their other sport is. And so it's giving these kids a chance to compete, and we're pushing them in the off season, and so it's just worked out as a benefit for us.
You mentioned volleyball. Last year I know you had some cheerleaders that were taking part. How do you get a lot of the girls involved? You have a really strong participation from your girls at Lovington High School.
You know, we got an outstanding head girls coach, Coach Marissa Ochoa. She does an outstanding job. And again, it's going to go all the way back to that COVID season. I can remember we had a state championship. It was, you know, at your own place, and we had 6 girls that year. Well, all 6 girls won first place in their weight division. And so just having those girls be advocates for us and bringing the girls in, just having success is really what has brought girls into the program.
And I've seen you compete in person at the state powerlifting competition. Very enthusiastic, a lot of support. How is the dynamic and the makeup of this state championship different from other ones you've been a part of? You won a state title in football.
You know, I think from a culture standpoint with powerlifting, it's grown in this state, and I think it's catching fire. And so obviously you can see it every single week when the rankings come out. There's more kids and more kids and more kids, and I'm just like, holy cow. But, you know, I think it's blowing up in the great state of New Mexico, and I think it's important. You know, people are starting to figure out that, you know, this is important. It can help your athletes get better. And so, you know, having the chance to come back here for the second year in a row for the state championship, it's an unbelievable environment. And so it's awesome to see the kids motivating each other, getting after each other, and, you know, getting underneath those bars and getting after it.
And how about you? What's your motivation? We've seen him out there. He gets fired, almost as fired up as you guys, right? What's your motivation out there and staying so up at the state championships?
Just watching them succeed, you know, is the biggest thing for me. And, you know, they have to hear me all the time, you know, and I know that they get tired of me, you know, and I'm pushing them constantly all the time. But when you can go out there and watch them compete and have success, if that doesn't make your motor run, you need to check your pulse, because something's wrong with you. So just watching them compete and get after it, couldn't be more proud of the group that's standing behind me.
Well, listen, nobody can get tired of you, right, guys? Thanks a bunch for joining us, and congratulations on all the success of your powerlifting program.
Awesome, thank you.
We'll be back with more Game Time after this. Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks, and athletes who drink or do drugs are twice as likely to get injured. Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to the website to find out today.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Hi, I'm Odyssey Ortiz from Lovington High School, and welcome back to Game Time.
Welcome back to Game Time from Rio Rancho High School, site of the 2023 New Mexico Gas Energy Efficiency Program's State Powerlifting Championships. Let's take a look back at some of the highlights of the student athletes who are pounding the iron behind me. Congratulations to all the state champions and the participants at powerlifting this season. Remember, powerlifting will become an official sport next school year. Let's take a time out. Heading to the break, check out the latest Max Preps baseball and softball polls.
Hi, my name is Ashton Aranda from Lovington High School, and we'll be back with more Game Time after this.
We wanted to take this opportunity to remind you, if you haven't already, make sure to download the NMAA 24/7 app. It's free, and free is cheap. Chances are likely you have a phone in your possession right now, so go to the App Store or Google Play and download the free NMAA 24/7 app. It's the best place to find schedules, scores, highlights, and follow your school all year. And here's the best part, we will have giveaways all throughout the year. You will be registered to win just by downloading the app and signing up. We will have prizes from Dick's Sporting Goods, Dion, Sonic, tournament pass giveaways, free tickets, and much more. You like free stuff? Then download the NMAA 24/7 app. The best place to find tournament brackets? The NMAA 24/7 app. The easiest way to find out when your team is playing next? The NMAA 24/7 app. Where can you go to find out the final score you're looking for? The NMAA 24/7 app. It's all in one place. The NMAA 24/7 app. So go to the App Store or Google Play and download the free NMAA 24/7 app. Do you love sports? Do you want a front row seat for exciting high school sports action in New Mexico? If the answer is yes to either of those questions, then becoming an interscholastic sports official may be right for you. The New Mexico Officials Association is looking for individuals age 15 years or older to serve as officials in 10 different sports. No experience is necessary and training is provided. If you're interested, call 505-923-3110. That's 505-923-3110, or go to the website nmact.org and click on the Officials tab. Welcome back to Game Time from Rio Rancho High School, site of the 2023 New Mexico Gas Energy Efficiency Program State Powerlifting Championships. But right now we're going to turn the page to softball. And last season, Carlsbad High School won their first state softball title since 2010. This year, they hope to be the first back-to-back state champs in the state's largest classification since 2014 and 15. The Carlsbad softball team picked up right where they left off last season as one of the teams to beat this year, with almost everyone back from last year's roster and a team with 9 seniors.
We started off a little slow, but they've definitely came a long ways from the first couple of games, playing really well together right now.
The Cave Girls only have 2 losses on the year, and both were extra inning games. They put up double digits in the run department in all but 3 of their wins.
I love hitting, and it's a hitter's game. We have 15 girls on the roster, and so far 11 of them will put it over the fence.
Senior Faith Aragon is the reigning Gatorade New Mexico Softball Player of the Year. This season, she had 75 strikeouts in her first 47 innings of work and an ERA hovering around 1. She also leads the team in batting.
She's an amazing player. She's an amazing teammate. She gets, just like any other high-strung athlete, she gets down on herself, if she doesn't do good, but not like it was a year, 2 years ago. She gets over it a whole lot faster, but she's putting up amazing numbers again this year.
Coach Santo says he puts the focus on teamwork and playing for each other.
Last year, I gave them the word camaraderie, and they use it pretty regularly. Some of them had to Google it to see what it meant.
What'd you explain to them about what camaraderie meant?
Oh, I let them figure it out themselves. And then they come up with some really good definitions, so it was good.
Carlsbad has played in the state final every year since 2019, with another good shot to get there again.
But I've got a great group of girls. They have the ability and the talent. All they got to do is put it all together, and they have a good chance.
Carlsbad will open district play this week with a doubleheader against Clovis on Tuesday. The state softball championships will be here before you know it. That's going to do it for another episode of Game Time, presented this week by Nusenda Credit Union. Be sure to check in with us every week. You never know where we're going to show up or who we're going to talk to, but you do know the place to find the most high school highlights is right here. We'll see you next time on Game Time.